The Tony Veitch press conference that he gave, whenever it was, last Thursday, I mean, literally for online, you almost needed Twitter-like or text things. Tony Veitch has just said he's sorry. He's just said he lashed out, you know, bang, 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 bang. The people who were there, though, for the newspaper, need to go beyond that, because tomorrow everybody's going to have read what he said. So they needed to sit down and try and get colour, you know, reporters fidgeting, the atmosphere you could cut with a knife, the wife putting her hand on his shoulder. They needed to notice that detail. It's almost impossible to notice all that detail at exactly the same time as you're texting away whatever he's just said. And I think, therefore, that we had 2 or 3 people up there for that conference, and we needed it.
Video's been around for a long time, probably one of the first, maybe, but letters to the editor. I think what we can see in those areas, like letters to the editor in its most original form, are clearly ways of making sure that the consumer of the information knows where it comes from, and that's where, you know, journalists aren't getting rolled over by some sort of citizen journalism steamroller. It just challenges journalism as a profession.
But it is a big step for a reporter now to be doing multimedia. And I did have some worries about it, not necessarily because of the impact on the reporters, but on that whole idea that you've got specialists in the media. You've got specialist photographers, so suddenly me coming along with a camera, how am I going to cope with that? And
TVNZ, TV3 News, all working now within a paradigm of opening that gate. Moderated, yeah, but you can see in the internet environment in particular, they're saying, go for it. You know, we want your images, we want your video, we want your messages.
They're often free.
Yeah, and we want, yes, exactly, so there's a commercial benefit there. But they also want the comments, and one would imagine that that does help the mainstream understand its audience, perhaps for the first time in years.
What we've done is to try and differentiate often. If you go back and look, you'll see photo galleries which will actually explicitly say sort of our Herald photographers truck blockade moments versus sort of, you know, almost and the others, you know. But where that leaves the reporter in the middle, who's quite good at photography, is quite an interesting conundrum, really.
I think it's really important for people to be able to express their views and their positions on various things through whatever medium's available to them. And what we're seeing is a broadening, aren't we? Instead of our physical networks of people, our associations, into being able to actually open that up to a global community of which we affiliate to. You know, the advent of indie media was one that was an exciting thing to see, and that, you know, was embraced by the activist community, and it's a vibrant community to be able to see at any time what is coming out of that activist community. There's not a journalist among them half the time.
So I think actually the experiments where people are trying to give both on sites, to say you personalise your heart's content, on the other hand, this is our take on it, is actually the way to go, to be honest.
So
what we've seen is a whole generation of people kind of getting to a point by the time 2000 came along, the new millennium, and thinking there's got to be a new way. And in some ways, while it's an information revolution that started to roll over the world at that time and give people alternatives, it was kind of, you know, I think it will be looked in the course of history as being significant, like the cultural and sexual revolutions of the late 60s. And obviously there were real important reasons for that too.